The shooting has affected so many lives here in Tumbler Ridge, but the tragedy has also shown this small community's ability to come together and support each other. Earlier, I had a chance to speak with two pastors, Gerald Krauss and his wife, Tracey. Let's start with the scene last night at the community center as parents and their children were being reunited, but there came a point in the evening where there were parents just waiting. Tell me about that.
Mm-hmm. It was difficult. Everyone around them were, they're finding their children and some didn't.
Take me back to what that was like for you.
Well, when we arrived, of course, the arena was full, and everyone was instructed to stay and not leave until they could, check off all the names. But then, yes, as the evening wore on and people were allowed to leave, it was very evident. Here's a few people still waiting, and that was very hard. Yeah, for sure. And
you were there until, 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, about that. Mm-hmm. It was quite a long process. I know there's protocols that need to be in place. But yeah, we were there with the families who, of course, then we found out later eventually that their children were deceased, but we stayed with them right until the end there.
Yeah. It was a little bit difficult because it did take a long time, but they had to, follow their protocols as Tracey said, and no one had ever done this before. Nobody. I think it's a new thing for our country. Mm.
One of the children who's passed away is somebody you know particularly well, whose family is a congregant here.
A couple of them.
Yeah. A couple of them. Yeah. So what's that been like for you?
It's very difficult. We see those children every week, but throughout the week, and some of the others we know everybody. If you live in this town, it's a small town. You know all the parents. You know all of the kids. You see them grocery stores or at the schools and sporting events, and you see all of them. It's hard to live here and not know who lives here.
Yeah, and we know everyone. We know the perpetrator, we know his family, we know his grandparents, so it's not like it's, some person that you don't know. We know all of those victims. Yeah.
We are making sure that we keep a respectful distance from people who are, closest to this, to the family members. And so, but I, as much as you're willing to share, can you tell me a little bit about the families of the two members of this congregation who have passed away? How are they doing, the family members?
They're devastated. What can you say? They're absolutely devastated. So one girl is she's fighting for her life, so she hasn't passed. But the one young fellow was, we were with his parents the whole evening, and of course, when they got the news, they're just gutted. There's no other way to put it. Yeah.
You use the expression, what can you say? Well, you're pastors, so you're struggling to figure out what to say. What do you say to that family?
Well, for all of the families, there isn't a distinction because one comes to church and one doesn't, because they're children, and the parents are devastated, and we've gone through that kind of a loss with our daughter in the past year, and it's the worst. So I'm not going to lie to people and say you'll get through this. It's not like that. It's devastating, and for our little town, it's traumatizing for everybody.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to hear about your daughter, but you were saying that experience actually maybe gives you some insight in how to try to console families here.
Absolutely. I found that, excuse me, even last night, it's, there's no pat answers. There's no saying it's okay, it's going to be okay, because you know what? It's not. It's not going to be okay. This is going to be the worst thing of your life. And I think what people need is just to be held, just to be hugged, just to have somebody sit
Just to be
beside them, just to be loved. You know, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to necessarily have all the counseling or the pat answers. You just need to be there. And for us, we found that was the biggest thing that helped us in our healing. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do with others, is just be there. Yeah.
Anything you wanted to add?
Well, just, you know, people loving us, and, you know, now we're giving back, and, you know, we know all of the people, and that it makes it really hard. It's not an easy thing. We know the children, and it's very difficult. This is a beautiful place to live, and, you know, we're known as a global geopark with all kinds of waterfalls and outdoor activities of every kind you can imagine. And now, in our tiny little town, something like this, it reaches every single person in our community. It's a difficult thing.
Your husband was saying to me that he hopes that Tumbler Ridge doesn't become known for this. What do you hope people across the country think about when they think about Tumbler Ridge?
It's too late.
I don't know. I can't answer that question because it just, it's surreal. You know, we can't believe it. This doesn't happen here. It shouldn't happen here. Yeah.
And it has, and so we put one foot in front of the other, and you know, I mean, we go on. I mean, we see all of the people in our town. You go to the grocery store, you go to the arena, you go to sporting events, or, you know, all of those things, come to church. You see all of the people in your town, and so now it's changed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks to both of you for speaking to me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming.